Hey guys, welcome back to Amber Reviews, and today we'll be doing a video on the Givenchy Urban Street leather sneakers in white. What do I love about these sneakers? I mean, first off, if you look at them, they're just plain white sneakers, but they are a staple in every sneakerhead's collection, right? You got your Air Force Ones, but these are a bit more, I don't know, a bit more formal, I would say. Like, not too formal, but enough to be able to dress up in it, and which is kind of nice. Like, I like wearing something that is a bit clean cut, especially if you're going to pair it with maybe a pair of chinos, and I don't want to be rocking Air Force Ones with them because in my opinion, they clash a bit too much. So I suppose the next question is, why would you invest so much money on a pair of shoes when they look exactly like a pair of Stan Smiths? And that's probably something that I'll be talking about today in this video. So before I kind of dive into a comparison between like Stan Smiths and the Givenchy shoe, um, I want to kind of go into some of the details of the shoe. So with the box, you essentially get this white box and the large Givenchy writing on top in black. Inside the bag, you get two black shoe bag holders with the word Givenchy on one side and the Givenchy logo on the back side. When you get to the shoe, what you notice almost straight away is the supple leather, and this is because it's 100% calf leather. I mean, we can go into the ethics of actual leather itself, but let's not talk about that. Along the tongue of the shoe, what you're going to get is the gold Givenchy Paris writing. This again is reiterated at the back of the shoe, um, as well as two leather knots. Personally, I like that kind of leather knot. It adds a little bit of texture to the look of the shoe. Along the heel of the shoe, you get the words Givenchy Paris embossed in the back of the shoe. And if that's not enough, even on the bottom of the shoe, you get the words Givenchy Paris embossed there as well. Within the sole of the shoe, you also have Givenchy Paris in black. It's Givenchy Paris Paradise. In regards to sizing, I went through the size. So I'm a US 10, and I went for a size 43 in these shoes, and it fits quite well. What I did notice about the fitting was that the shoe isn't that narrow, and it actually, fitted perfectly on the first go, and I didn't feel like I would probably have to wear this in and it will hurt my feet at all. One thing I did notice about the shoe was that within the shoe box there are no extra laces, and these are white laces. Bit crispy feeling, but I am worried that it will get dirty really fast, so best to take care of them. Fortunate enough for me, I got these shoes on sale. So I think RRP, Australian dollars, you're talking about, $550, $600 for the shoe, and I've managed to get a sale on Mr. Porter, and I ended up purchasing them for about $280. So I know it's not a cheap pair of shoes, but for $280, you're talking about, maybe a collaboration with Stan Smith, sometimes equaling up to 200 anyway. So, well, what's the difference? So the question is, why would you pay, you know, that price for the Givenchy shoes when a pair of plain white Stan Smiths look almost identical? um, I think number one, it comes to the leather. So the 100% calf leather on the Givenchy shoe, it's so much softer. There's so much more weight as well on the shoe, so it feels a bit more solid. Like, it's not weight as in it's so heavy to wear, but it just feels more solid as a shoe. This, Stan Smith, it's nice, it looks the part, but this is just normal leather. And if you actually look into the, I suppose, how leather is made and everything, it could be made from pretty much anything. The other downfall of the Stan Smith is because the leather is slightly cheaper, it ends up wearing and tearing and creasing and wrinkling a lot quicker. Like, I don't wear this much and it's already looking like an old shoe. That's probably one of the downfalls straight away on the shoes. So one of the big glaring obvious differences would definitely be the price difference. Like, would you personally pay over $200, for a shoe that you could potentially buy and looks the same for, sub 100 at most times, right? I personally think the nice little touches on the Givenchy shoe just makes the difference. And for a shoe that you just want in your collection, which is almost staple, I'd invest those dollars in that because, I don't want 100 pairs of cheap shoes, which was always a problem for me in the past. And I'll make a video about that in the future where I'm just getting rid of a lot of my shoes in my shoe collection because my first thought was always, hey, I want quantity over quality. And now as I amassed so many pairs of shoes, I'm like, well, how do I ever get through so many pairs? And I don't actually enjoy the cheaper pairs of shoes because they're not as good quality. They start looking old and they start looking dirty. And yeah, and I just wanted to go, well, instead of spending, $200 and buying 3 pairs of shoes, I'll buy 1 pair of shoes for $200 and I'd probably get the same amount of enjoyment from that kind of expense. So if you haven't already, please guys, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit that bell. It'll really help the channel out and I'll keep trying to put out more good content for you guys to watch. It's that time again. Let's see what these shoes look like on feet. Hey guys, it's question time again. Would you pay more for the Givenchy shoes versus the Stan Smiths, even though they look quite similar? Like I've mentioned before, I bought it because of the brand, because of the supple leather, and because it's a staple shoe and I'm happy to invest in it versus paying a cheaper amount for another pair of shoes and then potentially buying more cheaper shoes for the sake of collecting.